Well, hello, everyone, and welcome into Oakland University in Rochester, Michigan. For tonight's game number 2 of this doubleheader, UWS 2 Great Lakes Division matchup between the Rebels FC and Great Lakes Bay, live right here on the Michigan Soccer Network. Alongside my broadcast partner, Ian Gilmore, my name is Jonathan Turner, bringing you all the UWS action right here on the Michigan Soccer Network. Great Lakes Bay comes into tonight's match for coming off their season-opening win against Livonia City 5-1 back on May 28th. Meanwhile, the Rebels come in off their 2-1 win over their rivals, the Michigan Stars, back here on Wednesday night. That 80th minute goal from Ria Koscheck from Sophia Wen, and that's how that game finished. And looking to build on their win against the Stars on Wednesday, what do the Rebels have to do tonight to shut down the strong attack of the Great Lakes Bay, Ian?
Well, I'd say continue with what they have done well so far this season. Almost 3 goals a game coming on the offensive end, and then you got to shore things up defensively. Of course, we have already seen Great Lakes Bay 5 goals in their first game. Did it come against the team who was bottom of the table? Yes, it did. But no matter, 5 goals against any opponent is impressive, and so it's going to be a tough task for the Rebels defensively tonight, and I think one of the biggest things they need is to stay organized along that back line. Keep the communication up between goalie Haley Golembiewski and her back line. That's going to be very important for the team in pink today.
That it will be. As you were just mentioning, the bottom of the table in regards to Livonia City FC, they actually had a win here yesterday, now to move to 1-2. But let's take a look at the standings here for UWS 2 Great Lakes Division. Up top there, Legends FC currently with 6 points, 2 wins. Rebels right below them with 6 points as well, but they had that 1 loss. Athletico Great Lakes Bay sitting in that 3rd spot off their 1 game, that first victory, that goal differential, main reason as to why they're currently sitting in 3rd. Michigan Jaguars in 4th, and then rounding out the bottom half of the table, the Thundercats, Grand Haven, Michigan Stars, and Livonia City.
And this is a division that I think will kind of stay in this, I'd say, roundabout sort of order throughout the season. There's 3 or 4 teams that have shown already this season that they are better than the rest. That's not to say, though, that we won't see some parity throughout the season as we get deeper and deeper into this UWS 2 season. And the Nationals will certainly be Rebels will be vying for one of those top 3 spots come the end of it.
That was a great picture, by the way. Love the video feed there. Our on-field operator here this afternoon for game number 2. But about to get things underway here. Oakland University, as you can see here, the Rebels in the pink and black kits here tonight, going left to right on your screen, and Great Lakes Bay will be going right to left on your screen in the gray and red kits. Officials are about to get things underway here in just a moment. See the starting 11 lineups for Great Lakes as they will get this underway. You're watching UWS 2 league action right here live on the Michigan Soccer Network alongside my broadcast partner, Ian Gilmore. I'm Jonathan Turner. As the Rebels looking to respond off their win here this past Wednesday night over the Stars. And Great Lakes traveling all the way from Midland area, come to this match looking to get their 2nd win of the season. Grace Miller and Steinwasser. Karam. That goes out now, last touch off of the Rebels, and now a throw-in coming here for Great Lakes Bay. If you weren't here for the first one, go back and watch that after this one. But it was a good one as Ames Soccer ended up finding a victory 3-2 over the Nationals in the final game of the season for either side. And the Karam will throw this in. Only plays center back for the Rebels. Ball finds Steinwasser. That's Curtis. Out wide to Turner. Turner inside, and that's cleared up. And now here comes Great Lakes Bay. Laskowski. Now wide here to number 28, Peyton Starner. And then the ball played up to Megan Laskowski out of touch for a throw-in coming up here for the Rebels. Something that I had a chance to talk with Rob Brinkman yesterday quite a bit is we had 5.5 hours in the car yesterday talking about just the intangibles that I think that a lot of the avid soccer fan just isn't maybe aware of when it comes to players on the field. It's real easy to look at a game like we just saw last game with the Nationals and aim to go, hey, that player of the game because he scored that. Demeraux scored and got a tangible point on the board for the Nationals. It's really easy to go, hey, that could be a player of the game. But there are players on the field that do all this work that isn't necessarily recognized on a score sheet or on a piece of paper. But without that performance, they wouldn't have had a chance to be successful on the field. And Cecilia Steinwasser is one of those players for the Nationals and the Rebels, for that matter. And when she's on the field, the intangibles that make up the difference, Ian, between getting a goal, getting an assist, getting a win, are all things that she can bring to the table that just, again, don't show up on the score sheet.
Yeah, this is my first chance to watch her in person, so I'm really excited to do that tonight. I think that point is maybe most exemplified by N'Golo Kante in the last 4 or 5 years, and the fact that he doesn't score goals, he doesn't get assists, but he's considered one of the best players in the world.
Oh, ball over the top, but the offside just called as Golombeski will pick that up. That was intended for number 3, Elizabeth Wardell. But no, I mean you're correct, and it's not just necessarily a Steinwasser. It could be a Maria Koschuk on any given day. It could be any player. A lot of times when we did a player of the game here back earlier in the season, Alex Demeraux, which we saw tonight, Demeraux, he scored a goal. But if you saw the work rate that he had throughout that entire game, if he wouldn't have had a goal, we could still look at that as broadcasters and as fans of soccer saying he is a player that had an impact in the game today. But because Toulouse got that goal, the first one, does that make a difference? And he's the player of the game because of stats. So sometimes it's hard to sell that because people aren't recognizing that per se.
And if you don't watch the game, you never see them show up on the thing, right? So
that's right. So it's Koschuk now, puts us in the box. It goes over. Curtis right there, and she puts it up and over. Good early opportunity for the Rebels. It's a good ball in by Maria Koschuk.
Yeah, really nice vision. She puts a dangerous ball, and it goes over the head of the first striker who went to get it, and then Curtis was lurking at that back post. Probably had enough time to bring it down if she even wanted to, but goes for the first time strike instead.
Laskowski and Karam get tied up, and they're going to give a foul there to Karam. I remember when I was playing as a young tyke, there was a player in our team, we called him Wee Man. He was all 5 foot nothing. And he played as the biggest player on the field.
It's all about heart.
He outworked everyone on the field, and he scrapped. And without his play, we would not have had the success that we did. And again, a lot of it, he didn't have a ton of goals. He just outworked people. And there's something to be said about that. And I think that we, in our culture, in our society, when it comes to sports, we only look to players, I think, a lot of time when it comes to MVPs, of players who are scoring 40 points in the game, not the person that's getting the 30 rebounds, per se, right? But that's a huge game, by the way, but I think you know what I mean. And so makes a big difference as this ball will play up there to Curtis, and now Koschuk will bring this down for the Rebels. Looking back to Curtis. Well, that's a foul, or not. How clear goal kick it will go. I got to stop calling fouls to the referees, clearly.
Don't agree with you. Not having great luck today.
Abigail Fowler just took down Curtis, and no foul being called. So maybe it wasn't called the takedown. No one got upset, so what am I to do? So, ball goes out to Kylie Laskowski. 7th minute, 0-0, as they say, across the pond. I still get comfortable saying 0-0. What about you, Ian? What do you think? Is it 0-0?
0-0. Yep.
0-0.
No question. It's all about the sport. You can't say that in baseball, right? You can't say we're heading to the bottom of the second, 0-0.
No, you can't. It doesn't work.
But I think here you can.
Yeah, 100%. Steinwasser. Shot from distance, and that's going to go well wide. Goalkeeper Aubrey Marsh will put this back in, wearing the 00 jersey tonight. It's interesting weather here in Michigan. We talk about it's 82 or 83 degrees, sunny, quite warm when we first got here.
Yep.
I felt that like I overdressed. But now I'm wearing 2 sweaters, not just one. As this ball is switched to Koscheck. Out wide, good ball onto Curtis. Well played. Down to the end line. Cross into the 6. Right there to Lauren Turner, and she buries it. I believe it was Lauren Turner that buried this. Want to make sure. No, I think it was actually Billy Pattinson. It was Billy Pattinson.
Well, regardless, it was a wonderful worked move. Curtis going down that right-hand side. It's a great cutback. And once again, the cross works its way all towards the back post. And right there, Rebels able to go one up because they have people at the back post.
That's right. Ball put in there and was intended for Curtis, and instead goalkeeper Marshall picked that up. Very interesting that on that goal, though. Not really a lot of excitement on that goal.
No, it's almost like they, expected it
just
and,
doing business. Just like Barry Sanders used to when he get in the end zone, just hand the ball to the referee.
Kobe Bryant, job's not done energy.
That goal was scored by Billy Pattinson, assisted by number 8, Sierra Curtis. That goal coming in the 9th minute puts the Rebels up 1-0 here over Athletico Great Lakes Bay. Aubrey Marsh will punt this up now.
Speaking of the weather, too, John, I have to give my mom a shout-out for delivering the sweatshirt in between games. Could have been disastrous without it.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. I mean, we didn't talk about this, but on Thursday night, we went out and did a game out at Michigan Stars Sports Center in Washington Township. And I went out there in a polo shirt and shorts, and the weather was supposed to be, 83 and just sunny, maybe partly cloudy. Game was a 7:15 start, so we were expecting it to be not bad. And in comes Mother Nature with a severe thunderstorm warning. So I was hunkered down under a tent because out there is no press box.
Yeah, you're right, in the thick of everything there.
Waiting for a tornado to touch down possibly as this ball's played into Curtis. She'll enter the 18. And then ball will then deflect out for a corner kick. Last touch by Peyton Starner. The Rebels will get a corner kick here. I believe that's their first corner of the match. As Curtis will take this. Ball put in. It's going to roll right over Marsh's head. And I believe hit off another Great Lakes Bay player and out for a corner on the opposite side.
It's one that Marsh, if you're coming for, you really have to get. especially when it drops inside the 6. You can't, as a keeper, come for that and not claim it.
Ball comes back into the 6 and headed out. Now Curtis will track this down. She's trying to play that to Steinwash. A little bit too much pace on that. Kaylin Dake, Lukowski, and played all the way back. It's Madison White. Sorry. Madeline Novick playing all the way back to the goalkeeper, Lombieski. That ball's got to be in the air there. It's a hard ball to thread the needle on.
Yeah.
You got to put that one up and over into space. So that's a good win. I believe that was Pattinson once again. Karam back to Lauren Turner. No relation.
To who?
Lauren Turner. We joke around about that because it's the same last name as me. Ball will go out of touch now for a throw-in. Ball was intended for Lukowski, and now all the way back to Golombieski. 14th minute, 1-0 is the score. Took a crack at that one, not much there.
Yeah, no point either from 30 yards out. It's never going to cause trouble unless it's the strike of strikes.
Great Lakes Bay is formerly known as Midland FC. Talked about that when we saw them against Livonia City back on the 20th. We covered that game. A 5-1 win for Great Lakes, and I had a chance to talk with the head coach, Steve Shard, also the head coach at Northwood University.
I was wondering the Northwood connections when I looked at the roster.
Yeah, the ball comes to Lukowski and go up and over out for a goal kick, but just talking about the complexities of everything and you know the reason as to why they made the change, and it was a good idea. What he explained it to me without getting into all the nuances of it. You know, Midland was very specific. You know, you get into a specific city like Detroit City FC, for example, or Flint City Bug, you kind of limit yourself with maybe the growth potential. So they opted to go with a larger coverage area, calling the Great Lakes Bay, which makes perfect sense and allows them to maybe attract different players from different parts of upper middle Michigan. I think we just had a sub come in, and that was Alex Teffend. Teffend just signed with Oakland University to play on the girls program. Lake Orion native.
So she's right at home.
That she is. And now here come Rebels FC Koshik on this near side. All played into Ducharme. Ducharme with a shot. And that's up and into the goal for goal number 2.
Well, give full marks to Caitlin Ducharme. It was a great strike. That's with her instep, too. And she got enough power behind that to get it past Marsh. And Marsh even put a good hand up to it. Look at that inside of the foot. Put a little outside swaz on it. Marsh just doing her best, but she can't keep it out. And just like that, Rebels are up by 2.
Yeah, and that was assisted there by Grace Miller. Just laying that back to Ducharme, and she just, again, just places it just perfectly under the bar, and Marsh going up as best she can. Just couldn't get enough on it to push it over. And the score is 2-0. Ducharme scored a rocket of a free kick against the Michigan Stars. To level the game 1 apiece is Koscheck. 2 players from Great Lakes collide. As Koscheck now looks to get on the board. And a diving save by Marsh. Now out for a corner kick. She dove to her left. Koscheck, what a wonderful run from her. Earning a corner kick for the Rebels.
She does it all herself, goes with that weaker left foot, and it was placed well, almost right in the corner, but Marsh got enough of a piece to it. But the flurry continues.
Yeah, Ducharme, again, had a rocket of a free kick. Just placed it perfectly side netting on Wednesday night to give it the level of the score up against the Michigan Stars, and then Koscheck put them up 2-1. As she puts this one in, Steinwasser comes over. Ball rolls all the way back to Koscheck here on this near side. Puts it back in. Far post, and a diving save for Marsh, and it rolls over the goal line. Believe off the head of Lauren Turner.
Take another look at it. Koscheck gets 2 chances at it. They were both good balls in, and this time, once again, back post, left unmarked. That's been the problem for Great Lakes Bay early on, and it's to the tune of 3 goals already.
17th minute goal. Marie Koscheck to Lauren Turner, heading it just past diving Aubrey Marsh. Gives the Rebels a 3-0 lead here in this first half. All was intended there for Lukowski and broken up. Steinwasser collects this, rolls this out to Pattinson. To Ducharme. Back to Ducharme, puts this one across. Koscheck takes a one-touch, just goes over her foot, and now Grace Miller to Koscheck. Puts this one in. Marsh kind of slaps it out and then comes over and dives on it.
Gets to it just before the end line. Marsh this time, I think she was trying to decide if she wanted to punch or catch it, but it works out for her in the end.
Now, all played back to Steinwasser. Lauren Turner. Switch to the near side to Karam. Kowski came over to defend, and good cut back by Karam. Ducharme. To Jalish with a shot. That's a rifle just past Marsh. Jalish gets on the board. That goal coming here in the 19th minute. Actually, no, I would apologize. Not 19th. But that's a shot just dipped under that bar. The 20th minute.
Marsh, there's not much she can really do about that if it's almost going bar down. Her defenders need to close down in front of her. That's what's not happening. I can't believe that they're letting an attacker into the box with time, space, and whatever else she needs. They offered her a helping hand and welcomed her in through the front door, and no problem for Jalix. Good strike from her nonetheless.
Lauren Turner tracks down that ball, is running on to it with number 3, Elizabeth Wardell, for Great Lakes Bay. All put into the box, and Kolumbiewski will step up. It's an easy one for her, wearing the all-purple kit tonight. 1-1 is Detroit United pulled back early in the second half. And a very important game for Nationals Pro-Am as Inter Detroit needs a win in order to take over and clinch a playoff berth from the Nationals. As Ducharme has Koscheck here on this near side. Plays it back into Ducharme. Well played. Shot coming low, and that goes just wide. That was Katie Cahill that just took that shot. And I thought it deflected off of a Great Lakes Bay player, but it did not. Now for a goal kick instead, as now we have a few subs coming on here for the Rebels. Madison Sala was still in. Will step in, sorry. That was a dangerous ball on the top. Fowler. Oh, broken up and out of touch. Strong start to this game for sure for the Rebels. The start you would want, I would imagine, 4-0.
It's an understatement.
Well, I think when you were here, you called the Jaguars game. The Jaguars UWS. That was what, 7 or 6?
6.
Yeah.
I think it was only
two in the first. Two in the first. Yeah.
So it wasn't like this.
Well, it could be reversed.
Could
4 and then 2.
Gotta hope, just as a neutral watching this, though, that Great Lakes can sort of start to get into this game and just get things going forward. The thing between these two teams right now is they're moving at two very different levels of speed, and Rebels are moving probably twice as fast to everything with the ball at their feet and the runs off the ball as well. Defensively, Great Lakes just has not been organized or communicating at all.
Ball back to Marsh, and she'll play it right to Curtis. Palazzolo plays this, switches this to the far side of the pitch. A little back heel there. Lauren Turner now has it. That was Teffin that back heeled it. Steinwasser. Wardell for Dake. Still has it. Dake took a plus to 6th there, and it broken up. And then out of touch for a throw in there on that far side.
I think Dake really needs to lay that one off. It was kind of selfish to keep the ball at your feet there when you have a teammate inside in Lukowski, and then there was another one making her way into the 18. I think the pass was maybe the right choice there.
Oh, ball bounces off Lukowski. The shot from Starner and goes just wide. You just mentioned here a few moments ago about, as a neutral fan, you'd like to see, a neutral fan might want to see some offense out of Great Lakes, and we're starting to kind of see a little bit of that here. She got a touch on that. Yeah,
first chance, and it was a good strike by Starner. She had a chance there, and if you're going to beat Golumbusky, you got to do it in the corner, and so it was a good effort.
Did Golumbusky get a touch on that, though? It looked like she got a touch.
From this angle, yes. I'd probably trust the official's angle just because he could probably see a touch out wide a little bit better.
Well, you don't know this official that well, though. So, I mean, I do. This Fowler will bring this up. Karam there to defend, and she goes down by the end line. A little heavy touch, and that's going to go out of bounds. Love to see that replay again if Golumbusky actually got a piece of that. I feel like she did. Going to ask our broadcast team, the prep, the best in the business. Oh, no, it didn't.
I think it goes over her hand, yep.
It bounced over her hand. Okay, see, it's all about the game of angles.
Yep.
Game of angles, but just for the record, my director did say he thought you touched it too, so he whispered that in my ear. 27th minute, if you're just joining us, 4-0 is the score. Goals coming the 9th, 16th, 17th, and 20th minute. That's where things sit here right now. Game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Steinwasser will clear this up. Curtis was the closest Rebel near the play as the ball will bounce into that, maybe Nationals tent. Oh, close. Oh. Kendall Schreidner, who was the closest player on that side. My apologizes. I use the word apologizes now.
Is that English?
I don't think it is.
Try your Spanish on this call here, John.
The ball played in to Cindy Hansen. Ball bounces around, and that was shot there by Jensen Taylor. Golubieski, instead of picking it up, decided to play it off her feet. That might be a mistake. You don't want to give them any life if you can.
You are right. You're very right. I mean, 4-0 is a comfortable lead, but they get one and then they get two, and you never know. But I like that playing out of the back. There's no better time to do it than when you have a 4-goal cushion 27 minutes into the game. So if you're gonna do it at any time, I feel like the rest of this at this point, I'd love Great Lakes got back into it just so we have a little bit more excitement on our hands. But it's pretty academic from here, and you can tell that the Rebels are in cruise control at the moment.
Yeah, I just, it's one of those things where you want Great Lakes to earn it. You don't want to give it one to them. And
for sure, yes.
That's where because this is what can happen. We can talk about a lot of things, but lack of focus and paying attention, being maybe a little bit lackadaisical in play, all those things can come back to haunt you if you don't do it right. And stranger things have happened. When a team's up by 4 goals, I mean, who knows what could happen? I feel like that was a part of a concert. You're like, well, I'm getting ready to
start headbanging.
Yeah, they're zooming in, zooming out, waiting for some techno
music to hit. Less than a mile from Meadowbrook, right?
Well, we hear on Friday, man, they had a concert off in the background.
Free entertainment at halftime.
It was. Looks as though OCFC won this afternoon.
Keith Larson. Those who don't know will know soon.
What, do you get, a hat trick?
I think he's got 4 goals in his last 2 games.
Oh.
After coming off the bench to start the season.
I believe they won 4-1.
I saw it. So Michigan Soccer Central had 4-1, and then Oakland County had 4-2 in their final tweet.
Oh, well.
But it was 4-1 in the 90th minute, so I'm not sure. That's after Lansing had a really good upset win over Kalamazoo on Friday. All sorts of chaos happening in USL League 2.
Yeah, the Flint City Bucks, I mean, they barely beat OCFC 3-2, and you're just looking at kind of how the struggle that OCFC has had early on in this season.
It's been really up and down for them.
It has, and they had got their first win against, to say a weak opponent. I believe it was on last Sunday. They beat, I think they won 1-0 or 2-1. I forgot who they played.
I think it was Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor looks like it's hard to pick out the weak teams in that league just because, Flint City Bucks probably on paper you think should win that league, but then Kalamazoo was unbeaten until Friday. Ann Arbor had, I think, only lost once in their first 4 or 5, and then Oakland County has even beaten some of the other teams too. So, and then we see Lansing got their first win on Friday, so anything can happen in that league, in that division.
That's right, is now Madison White. Now, referee calls advantage. All looking there for Dake. And Novak will come over, and ball goes on a touch. We enter the 32nd minute. I want to thank you all for joining us here this evening. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. That way, whenever we go live or add new content, you're notified, and you can come back for more. Cover all things Michigan soccer right here on the Michigan Soccer Network. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, MSN Weekly, we recap the weekend, the last week of soccer here throughout the state of Michigan, all things high school, college, semi-professional, and more. Tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, as this ball comes in, and Novak will clear that out, but still stays within the 18. Cross the goal mouth, and Golubieski has to come up big. That skirts by. It's a wide open net.
Yep, good keeper instincts there from Golombieski, getting down to her right-hand side, cutting out the cross before it can get to Lukowski at the back post.
It was a miscorrection. Detroit United actually went up 1-0 early in that game out at the Hawk, but Inter Detroit then tied it up. It's 1-1 just after into the second half. So tie will not do it for Inter Detroit. They must get a win in order to mathematically give themselves a chance to get into the playoffs. Throw-in coming up here for Great Lakes Bay, as you see Katie Cahill there on the screen. See some subs coming in. This is a different substitution process than you would see in the leagues we've covered here last couple of weeks. And throughout this season, UWS 2 is basically unlimited subs. And Lauren Turner will battle their number 17 at Sydney Mudge and goes out for a throw-in on the far side. Sally Palazzolo. Sally. Switch here to the near side. Goes to Avery Kasnick. Up and over. Ball falls to Palazzolo. Kasnick. Game's kind of settled down a little bit since they scored their fourth goal.
Yeah.
As Cahill makes a turn, shot low and goes wide. When they scored a goal, in the last goal coming in the 20th minute, they scored all their goals in an 11-minute span. And nothing in the last 14.
They haven't been as aggressive going forward, which makes sense once you put 4 in the back of the net, but it's interesting because after 2 and after 3, they didn't really stop and kept going. This time, Cahill cutting on that left foot, sending it a bit wide, really never troubling Marsh.
Ball played right into Schreidner. Fowler will clear this out. Well, yeah, because goal number 1 came in the 9th minute, and then goals 2, 3, and 4 was 16, 17, 20, so they scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. It's not a bad turnaround.
No. And they did, that was kind of around the time where they started making wholesale subs as well, so it's a different group of people in there that have to get that feel. I mean, it took them, 11 minutes to get the first one with the first group in there.
Palazzolo finds Sally. Out wide here to Cahill. Puts us inside the 6. Marsh collects that with ease. I just can't. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised it's cold. You would think that after living here for 40-plus years.
Got to give some context to it. It looks sunny on the field, John, so they don't understand. We're up here in a wind tunnel where it's shaded, too,
I don't know. I walked down there, too, after this game, the first game, and it was still chilly out there.
Yeah.
So. Curtis will step back on. Cahill will step off. It's a good throw. White to Gervers. Played into Starner. All played into Mudge, and too much pace on that. Out for a goal kick.
It was a good effort, though, and good idea. That had a little bit of backspin on it right off the boot, so I thought it might have held up. But, again, this turf field, everything just rolls and keeps rolling on it.
It is an older turf field. So now officially Detroit United regained the lead late in the second half. They're 2-1. Ball almost rolled out. Kaznick. Curtis went down. Gervers. Starner. Intercepted by Turner, as you can hear Stevie Shard yelling, find those channels. Actually, I don't know what you can hear at home. I'm assuming you can hear that.
I can hear it. We got headphones on, right? Got the muffs.
I know there's a dead cat down there somewhere, probably. I had the pleasure of hearing what an open mic is downfield level from Chad Bush from the prep here a couple weeks back. It was actually on the 22nd of May.
You remember the date?
I do. I just gotten back from my Myrtle Beach trip the night before, and he was talking about how there was a dead cat. That's what they call it. And I was like, that's how I like my cats too, dead. So, but because I am allergic to them. So if you're a PETA lover or a cat lover, I apologize. I love dogs. I love animals. Just don't like cats.
You've just been flagged on PETA's list.
I break out in hives and can't breathe. Oh, it's Curtis. Actually, I have Schreidner that went down. Ball put in. Right to Curtis. Gets a touch. Good defensive play there by Fowler to knock it away because it would have been a half volley, nothing but net.
I love the composure, though, to try to bring it down inside of the box.
As Curtis puts this one back in. Marsh backs up, and it goes just over. It's a dangerous play to kind of watch just float past that far post, but she did.
It's been fun to watch Sierra Curtis a couple times here in UWS too. She's, coming from the last national champion in college soccer, Florida State, transfers to Michigan State to play for Jeff Hostler's side, and who knows what she's gonna do there, because if you're anyone on Jeff Hostler's side, you got to fight for your time. But she's been really impressive this summer, and here tonight, I think she's done well too.
Yeah, they just won that national championship here in the fall, right?
Yep. It was interesting, too, because she announced that transfer during the tournament. So I'm not sure if there was anything going on internally at the program with her and coaches or something like that, but she knew she wanted to come to East Lansing before they even had won that national championship.
Here come the Rebels right now as Kastnick puts this in. Schreidner gets a head on it. It's going to bounce awkwardly, but Marsh is able to collect it. 41st minute. 4-0 is the score. You're watching UWS 2 live action soccer here on the Michigan Soccer Network. Madison White will clear this out. Waiting to hear the final score from the Hawk. If Lauren Turner, I believe, will step off from the Rebels. If Inter-Detroit falls in that game, they still, I believe, have a chance, but the Nationals will clinch. So a shot from distance from Curtis is blocked. I do kind of feel bad, though, for Curtis on one level, is because she's leaving Florida State, which, Tallahassee, warm weather, to come play here in Michigan in the fall. I mean, it can be beautiful. And our falls tend to be hotter now than they've ever been. Much warmer later in the season.
Right. You know what I will say, though, is there's nothing like playing soccer at DeMartin in, end of October when it's 45 degrees and raining. As a player, I would love that.
Well, she was probably used to playing in 75-degree rainy weather. As that ball goes all the way through, and that is Curtis. Inside the 18 shot, and that's blocked by Marsh. Up and over. But, yeah, so back to the talk about weather. I mean,
she is from Lake Orion, so she's,
I know,
she's played in high school at least.
I know. You think about it, though, and just go, man, I want to move to Florida because it's warm.
If I had spent, even just 6 months there like she had, I think I would get used to it.
I concur. I mean, we're sitting here in hoodies right now. Well, you're in a hoodie with on your head. I'm wearing 2 sweaters.
They're a lot tougher than we are.
Clearly.
The players on the field.
Well, they get to move around, too, so they probably don't feel as much.
Keep the blood
Ball
flowing.
comes in low. White. Schreidner there. Ball's played into the box. 43rd minute. Starner. Get back to Lauren Mark and then cleared out. Switch the point of attack. Kasnick. Giveaway. Rademacher.
That's better.
That's a good ball. That's Mudge. Inside the 18, Kasnick there to defend. Mudge put across the 6. Cleared out. That was intended. And that shot from Starner and then blocked and cleared out. Olivia Swope was what that ball was intended for, and somehow it was cleared out and then put right back in by Starner. Yeah, it just hit off Swope's foot. Koscheck clears it out. And then that hit off, I believe, Alex Teffend. Out for a corner kick. So, I mean, right here, this is an important moment right now in this game because you're talking about going into halftime. You're up 4-0. If you give Great Lakes Bay a goal here, this ball's played in, that could change the game. The momentum going in the second half. Well, good ball. Turn. Shot. Olembieski comes up with the save.
Well, they're finally testing them, Great Lakes Bay. 2 good attacks there. First coming down the left-hand flank and then off the corner. Just nothing to show for it yet.
Solly into Curtis. She's on. Fowler there to defend. Curtis comes inside. Puts it over for Schreider, and she can't get enough of it. And then Teffin with a shot off the bar. And then cleared out by Fowler. End-to-end action here as we are now entering the 46th minute. Officially in stoppage time.
I think this was a mishit shot, and then Schreiber tries to get her foot to it and can't. All the way out to Teffin, and she takes a shot from 25 yards out, and Marsh gets a great hand to it.
I didn't see. I thought it was off the woodwork, but she got a piece of it. Well played there by Marsh.
It's a fantastic save. We go from almost 4-1 at the one end to maybe 5 at the other, but we're still caught at 4-0. No lack of excitement in this first half for sure.
Now it's 2-2. Inter Detroit claws back to get 2-2. Rademacher plays back to Fowler. To White. Gervers. That's Koscheck. That is the whistle here for halftime. 4-0 first half. Favor here of the Rebels FC. Ian, thoughts?
Well, if you're Great Lakes, put this half behind you and go and win the second half. If you're Rebels, keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Maybe a little bit better defensively, but you still haven't given up a goal, so that's the positive. Positives on both sides for the Rebels, offensively and defensively. Just keep doing what you're doing in the second half.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You're watching live soccer on the Michigan Soccer Network. Great Lakes Bay 0, Rebels FC 4. The Michigan Soccer Network covers all levels of soccer from youth, high school, college, and professional throughout the state of Michigan. Blatches with a shot low, and he makes the goal. What a shot there, low, near post, under the arms of Best. Our mission here at the Michigan Soccer Network is to bring your event to life. Full commentary, multi-camera options are available, and we are here to make the game of soccer in Michigan that much better. Good ball off his chest, down, save again by Heisch. What a he still has it, top of the 18, shot coming, and it's a goal. How they have it as a cross comes in. Hodgson gets a touch, he gets the first goal. He makes up for it from the first one in the first half, that offsides call, and there's the first goal in club history. To learn more, visit MichiganSoccerNetwork.com today.
Their first ball, their first uniform, their first number, their first teammate, their first goal, their first coach. We take great care in making sure their first isn't their last. We're so much more than a soccer class. Come play with us today at KickstartToddlerSoccer.com.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $24.99 a month.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
We're at the half here at Oakland University. The Rebels up 4 over Great Lakes Bay. Let's take a look at the goals here. Recap. First goal coming in the 9th minute. Scored by number 11. Bailey Pattinson assisted by number 8, Sierra Curtis. In the 16th minute, goal number 2 coming off the foot of Caitlin Descharme, assisted by Grace Miller. And then the 17th minute, scored off the head of Lauren Turner, assisted by Maria Koschuk. And then the 4th and final goal of the first half coming off the foot of number 19. Adriana Jalix, assisted by number 18, Caitlin Descharme. That's where things ended. Great Lakes Bay looking to provide more energy here and some goals in the second half. And the Rebels continue the defensive and attacking command of this game. 45 minutes of action coming up here on the other side of this. You're watching live soccer on the Michigan Soccer Network.
Their first ball, their first uniform, their first number, their first teammate, their first goal, their first coach. We take great care in making sure their first isn't their last. We're so much more than a soccer class. Come play with us today at kickstarttoddlersoccer.com.
Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
Every generation knows where to go when their car gets dirty. And every generation understands the timeless family tradition of Jack's Car Wash. Families know that a clean car by Jack's just rides better.
It is Sunday night. It's chilly. It's UWS 2 action live on the Michigan Soccer Network alongside my broadcast partner, Ian Gilmore. My name's Jonathan Turner, and we are at the half, just about getting ready here for the second half action. 4-0 the score as we see the Rebels and Great Lakes Bay re-enter the pitch. Rebels got off to the start that I would imagine that they would like, and any team would like there, Ian, which is to score goals early and often. And that's what happened here in the first half as they got off of the scoring in the 9th minute. And then 7 minutes later, they scored a goal basically every minute for the next 3 minutes. And that's where things stand. Up until about the 21st minute, Great Lakes Bay hadn't really did anything offensively. But in the last 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes of that first half, started to see some things come to life in their offense and looking hopefully to build, I would imagine, off of the success they had of getting forward and getting some opportunities on frame.
Yeah, I mean, Rebels, can't be mad if you're 4-0 up after 20 minutes, and so we'll try to do it again here. But, yeah, Great Lakes sort of started to settle their way into things and had a few chances going forward. Weren't able to capitalize on any of them, though, and that's something they'll look to turn around as they continue forward here.
As this ball is underway here now, again, Rebels in the pink and black kits going right to left on your screen, and in gray and red kits, Great Lakes Bay going left to right as Rebels here. That's Descharme out wide to Bailey Pattinson. She scored the first goal of this game. Grace Miller turns right into traffic. Dake almost took her out. Now Pattinson now puts us across top of the 18. Curtis gets a touch on it. That's Koscheck. Into Curtis. Takes a shot. Blocked. Now comes Pattinson. And then cleared out. Lukowski. Good play by Novak. Miller was looking for Pattinson and misplayed that. Dake. All the way into Golimbieski. Not much difficulty there for that one. All played up top to number 22, Sydney Hansen. Then a shot from distance, and that's not going to be too difficult again for Golimbieski. That was shot by number 24. I don't have on my roster. Am I wrong?
Was it 34 instead?
No, I feel like it's 24. But if I could be wrong, 34 is Katie Foster. Maybe it was 34. It was. That was Foster's shot. Thank you, Ian.
Young eyes, right?
It would be helpful if we had spotters, wouldn't it?
Like the big wigs?
Yes, yeah. Like have someone standing right next to you tapping on the shoulder saying, that was 34. Koscheck brings it into the 18 to Curtis. One-time shot up and over and off the football field goal post. Out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's a first-time shot. It's a little bit difficult. I mean, that ball is along the turf and just outside the 18, so I think she should probably get that one on target.
So Inter Detroit takes out the number 1 seed, Detroit United, in the last game of the season to get their 14th point. That's Steinwasser. Shot from Descharme, and that's going to go in. $5-0 now the score here in the 49th minute.
Well, they continue what they did well in that first half, and that's combinations in close to goal. Ducharme once again with that instep, doing well to just place it in the left-hand side of the goal. And that's number 5 on the night.
I was just going to say that the UBSL makes things more interesting. They won 3-2. The Rebels lost, the Nationals lost 3-2. They came into that game +1. They are now even. right? So I believe Inter Detroit went into tonight's game with a -1 goals against average, or goal differential. So they're also even, and they have the same amount of points. So I don't know what's going to happen with the tiebreaker. As Bailey Pattinson caught up there in the corner. And now Great Lakes looking to find some kind of an answer to this staunchy offense of the Rebels tonight, scoring 5 goals. 7 goals so far in their last 2 games. Looking at the season as a whole, they've got 13 goals thus far in the season. Now Lauren Turner looks to switch this. That's a dangerous ball. And Pattinson looks to switch this to the far side. Hits off Foster's head. Rademacher will knock that one off, and a throw-in coming here for the Rebels. So we'll have some interesting conversations tomorrow night on MSN Weekly talking about the UPSL and the parity in the playoff picture, because I don't know if I can even look at it right now and clearly have an understanding of what it even means.
Yeah.
And what the points are.
What's your 5th and 6th and 7th tiebreakers?
Because it just got really interesting as this ball played by Koscheck was for Curtis, broken up. And Great Lakes Bay finds some form of something here in this second half. Lukowski. Steinwasser. Ball up over the top. It's just too much. That was Kylie Lukowski. UWS, there are no playoffs. It's just if you win the league, you win the league. Now Foster finds Lukowski and cleared out by Karam. Referee says play on is Madison White. And then Koscheck wins that ball as this is Wardell and Chase. Koscheck plays it out wide for a running on Bailey Pattinson. Enters the 18A and met. It's a good tackle by number 8. Lauren Mark goes out for a corner.
Mark is lucky she got a piece of the ball there, because if not, that's a wild leg just flailing. Good first challenge, and then she comes around. She doesn't get much of the ball, but she's lucky she got some of it. Otherwise, I think the referee would be pointing right at the spot.
And in a much closer game would draw, I'm sure, lots of yelling and screaming.
Could have been a little more contentious if it mattered more.
Ball comes in high and off the head of, I believe that was Lauren Turner, and out for a goal kick. She got pretty high there.
Yeah, she got up. I didn't think she would get to it when I saw her go up, but then she did. She couldn't get it on frame.
Get no relation. That's what me and Steve do all the time. No relation. Koscheck will put this into Descharme. It pops up, and now Pattinson back to Steinwasser, and then recycled all the way back to Turner. Descharme turns. She's already got a brace tonight. Pattinson will just show over Dake, and foul called. Foster back to White. I mean, when you look at a scoreline of 5-0, I think it's easy for people to look at it and go, okay, well, that person. You know, we could look at moments maybe in like the last game that we called. We could say, hey, you know what? This player stepped up in that moment. Maybe maybe that goal doesn't go in or whatever. But looking at this, I mean, Marsh has been peppered.
Yep.
You know,
she actually hasn't even played that bad.
No, I mean, you know, she's made some phenomenal saves. I mean, and you know, some of the ones she's facing. You know, when you're getting an onslaught of shots at you, and as a goalkeeper myself, I remember there were moments, you know, where you know you're being peppered 3 or 4 shots, you know, and having to recover. And a lot of the goals that we're talking about, or the goals that come in tonight, were a result of, you know, a lack of focus or, you know, lack of defensive awareness, you know, in that moment. And, you know, the wide open shot, and our goalkeeper is the one left holding the bag, so to speak. She's not the one that's responsible for these goals tonight. She's made some phenomenal saves, too. That fingertip save off the woodwork from that shot in the first half was amazing. So she's held her own here tonight. Good switch by Jalix.
You could probably attest to this too, John, but there's 2 horrible feelings as a keeper, and one is picking the ball out of the back of the net when you know you've made a mistake, but then up there with it is picking the ball out of the back of the net when there's nothing you could have done.
Oh, Koscheck in for Curtis, and that's a goal. Sierra Curtis gets on the board here in the 56th minute.
Well, it's the combination that was working earlier. Koscheck gets to the byline, does well to keep it in, cuts it back. Sierra Curtis, she wasn't going to miss that one. She gets in on the action after having a couple of chances herself tonight already.
So now it's 6-0 as Rebels continue their offensive prowess here in this nightcap. Latest goal coming off the foot of Sierra Curtis. Off a beautiful run and save off that end line by Maria Koscheck. Right into the mouth of the goal, and easy put away for Curtis as she's looking for goal number 2. She got a ton of green space. Step over. Looks to get by Fowler. Puts it into Ducharme. Maybe looking to get her hat trick. Up and over for 3 points.
No, you got to get it in there to get 3 points, John.
Is that Joe Montana? Remember that? They're from Waterboy. They call him Joe Montana. No correlation whatsoever. Wow, that looks really good, by the way. It's a brisket. Mac with brisket at Detroit City.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think Slows was there yesterday.
Oh my goodness gracious!
You got 6 food trucks every game.
I know. You got the Balkan House.
Yep.
They actually advertised with us here in the past. Oh, that's a giveaway by Steinwasser.
That place, Keyworth, is going to be bouncing on Saturday.
I know. They're going to be on ESPN too, right?
Regular ESPN.
Yeah, they're not going to be on 2 because it was supposed to be on. Well, it's supposed to be on ESPN 2. And then it's on. Is who's going to be on that? Taylor Twellman? Will he be on the call? Is a shot from Curtis? Just dips up and under the bar for goal number 7. My goodness gracious! 59th minute goal.
The dip on this is disgusting. Look at the topspin it has to get. Oh my gosh. That was, well.
Not even a smile on her face after that one.
I mean,
all business.
It might be 7, but geez, that's got to be one of the better goals she's scored. I think you got a goal of the week nominee right there, John.
We've had so many of them. I don't know. I might have to just put them all out there tonight.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
That strike was amazing. To get topspin on that when it's not bouncing.
If we only had the prep camera like up, like that flying thing behind, like in football, like spider cam, yeah. You know, we guys got to get on top of that because that would have been really just the way that ball fly. I mean, just dip onto that bar. 7-0. Sorry, 7-0 is the score. And we're in the 59th minute. The shot from Curtis again, and this one deflects out for a corner. We got 2 players with braces tonight. Ducharme's got 2. Curtis has 2. Just got to look there at Curtis.
Not bad for the starting strike partnership.
Nope. No, not at all. Ball comes in and goes far. Turner with a head. She's got 1 tonight off her head. Koscheck will chase this down. Put it right back in. Curtis there gets a touch on it right in the arms of Marsh. Another beautiful ball in from Koscheck.
Yeah. Her service tonight has been impeccable every single time.
Finally release big. It's at their own end in the last 5 minutes. There's goals coming in the 49th, 56th, and 59th. If they want to follow that trend of 4 goals in about 10 minutes, they've got to do it here in the next couple. Lauren Turner into Jalix. Up into for Curtis, and that Bailey Pattinson will get there. They're going to get Pattinson offside. I feel like if anyone was offside, it would have been Curtis, but at this point, what is one offside, right?
Yeah, it's pretty academic. That reverse ball, to have the vision to play that reverse ball was really impressive.
That was Jalix that made that play. And either one, Curtis or Pattinson, couldn't have gotten to it, so. Good look there, field level. Last touch there, Blakowski, and now Turner will throw this in. His 62nd minute. That did not look like it went over her head at all. We saw 4 bad throws in the first game, and right, not all of them were called. And then we just saw that one where it didn't quite complete the process, as you say in the NFL. You got to go all the way behind the back of your head. Miller will play this back to Novak. See a slew of subs coming in here for the Rebels here in just a minute. There's Ducharme. It's a good play from her to kind of settle it down because she didn't have her support. It's now Pattinson. Looks to play this into space. She's probably looking to play that to Jalix, but timing was off. Might need to send Fisher to get some coffee or something for us. There's some hot chocolate. It feels like it's like 45 degrees up here. Down goes Karam.
The sun is falling, and the wind will not stop blowing up here.
It's just, I don't know if we can do it enough justice. Maybe turn the. It's funny. We should have like blankets and like a thermal mug. A shot from Curtis. Up and over.
Can we get a real feel temperature up here?
I know, right? So we got a temperature. Karam gives the thumbs up. You can hear Robert Brinkman, the head coach of Rebels FC, asked if Anna Karam was okay. She's only got tangled up there a few moments ago. As we see a number of players coming off for the Rebels, you'll see Curtis and Jalix, Ducharme. Palazzolo steps on. I believe I saw Saleh. Foul being called. I also saw Katie Cahill step on. Free kick restart here is misplayed as it goes to Palazzolo. Puts it inside for Cahill. Shot, and that's going to be saved by the diving Marsh to her left.
Well, Palazzolo definitely had a channel in which to slot that ball home, but the center back by trade, as she is, chose to pass that one instead once she got in that unfamiliar territory of 12 yards from goal.
I don't know if Golden Bieski is thinking about coming out. I mean, as a goalkeeper myself, we were up by,
That's when you're asking coach.
Yeah, put me in, coach.
Yep.
And that 8th goal usually would, I would be the one that would be on the field when the 8th goal would come. It wouldn't be me scoring it, but I would have at least been up there trying.
And then you can tell everyone that it was because of you.
That's right. For once, you're trying to score goals versus keep them out of the back of the net. So, Karam here will play this in the Salih. Back to Karam. She's tied up. Foul called. Turner. Broken up. Nowakowski. Hansen to Dake. Out wide. Wardell. Looking for Starner, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. See Madeline Novak. A good game today. Defensively, the Rebels have not really been challenged or tested. And when they have been in those moments, they've stood tall.
Yep. They've been up to it and have made the challenges that have been required. You can't get less than a 0 on the scoreboard, so defensively they've done their job.
As things sit, Bailey Pattinson has the game-winning goal. Scored that goal in the 9th minute. Since then, 6 additional goals by the Rebels. 2 players with braces right now. You got Caitlin Ducharme and Sierra Curtis. 7-0 is your score. As we're about to see 2 more players come on here for the Rebels. Kylie Lewis, and number 10, Alexander Teffend. We'll see a sub here come off for Great Lakes Bay. I believe Gerber stepped on. I believe that was Starner, that 21, sorry. Kylie Lukowski stepping off. Cahill looking to go out wide, and she was looking for number 9, Avery Kasnick. Thank you all for tuning in here this Sunday evening. The nightcap, as we call it, doubleheader. First game, the Nationals taking on AIM, fell 3-2. And here right now in this UWS 2 league matchup, Great Lakes Division, the Rebels FC currently hold a commanding lead. An understatement, 7-0 over Great Lakes Bay. This is not the first quarter of a football game, right?
Up by a touchdown.
Up by a touchdown. We have seen a few field goals this evening. There's a few more subs to step on here for Great Lakes Bay. Elizabeth Swope and Sydney Mudge. Sydney Hansen stepped off, as well as Caitlin Dake. All played into Cahill. Good turn from her. Oh, got to do better than that. She had Palazzolo wide open in that gap. Ball is switched and goes right to Teffend. And just like Sierra Curtis, a Lake Orion product. Except she's going to be playing Oak University, while Curtis will be playing at Michigan State University here this fall.
I think they play each other at some point this season.
Probably do. As Cahill will collect his top of the 18, it'll deflect and go right to Marsh. Yeah, I'm looking forward to calling a number of those games this season. As I am a staff broadcaster here on the campus of Oak University.
Yeah, September 8th.
Well, there you go.
At DeMartin Stadium.
You need to come back and be a part of that?
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe if there's maybe some of the big games might make the trip.
Fair enough. You're saying Oakland's not a big game?
Respectfully.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, in all fairness, it's Horizon League soccer compared to the Big Ten. It's not a power league whatsoever. We understand that. At the same time, hey, Oak University this past spring, they had the women's softball team win the Horizon League tournament. You had, I think, the golf team won the Horizon. Baseball team won the Horizon League. Or it was close. They were right up there. They had their highest wins in the history of the club. 31 wins this spring.
That's impressive.
They fell in the finals of the Horizon League championship game. Ball comes across, top of 12, and that's a missed opportunity there for number 17, Madison Saleh. Almost poked one by Marsh, but just couldn't get to the right piece of it with her foot there. She knew it as soon as she touched it.
Yeah. I can understand the desire to go at that with your right foot, being a right footer myself, but that one needed the left foot put on it. Just used the wrong foot there and went just wide.
That's all you need in that scenario because there's a lot of action right in front of Marsh. Just got to get it towards one of the corners. If you can far post, go across her body, Palazzolo. Back to Saleh. This is redemption from that missed opportunity a moment ago. All looking for Wardell. It's now going to go all the way back to Olbieski. Now Novak into Cahill. Good move by Palazzolo, looking now for Saleh. Combination play tonight from the Rebels been fairly good. I'm not sure what just happened. I think that's one of those TikTok videos where they someone just tripped and somebody's pulling a string, right? And they pull it. It's unfortunate. You guys know what videos I'm talking about, right? I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. You never seen those videos where they show someone's just tripping or you'll see someone in the TV, the guy staying by the TV. Oh, shot coming from distance. Oh, Golubieski comes up big. That shot coming from Luskowski to the left, diving to her right. Golubieski coming up big.
That wasn't a bad effort. Couldn't catch all of it just because it bobbled as it went in. Was it going in? Not sure, but Golubieski wants to keep that clean sheet, and better safe than sorry.
It's like one of those videos where you see real. I know we're going back to this, but I feel like I have to explain myself. But you'll see if someone watching a TV and they'll have a can of Pepsi in their hand and they'll pass it through the TV, and then Ronaldo will grab it, because he's grabbing a Coke and put it down in front of him. It's something silly like that, but you'll have a person run as.
I think we're on different sides of TikTok.
No worries, man. But whatever. If I didn't explain it properly, maybe someone at home can explain it better.
I was thinking of one of the TikToks where the song is oh no, oh no,
yeah.
oh no.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That could be one of them too, but they actually have it where people are literally a player, someone trips, and someone sticks a stick out as it's into the TV, and that stick makes them trip or something. Just almost like it's magic, But whatever. Fisher understands what I'm talking about. We'll move back into the action now, getting away from TikTok conversations. It's a good ball into that seam. Just too much pace on it as it goes back into the arms of Golubieski. It was intended for number 17, Sydney Mudge. and then given away, but she was offside and buried. What a great finish, though. I mean, wasn't offside, but my goodness, that was a good finish off that far post, just inside the side netting.
They can do it when it doesn't count, but I mean, if you're Mudge, you have to understand that there's no one within 10 yards of you. You can't get onto that because her teammate was going to be through on goal as well if she just dribbled it herself, and they wouldn't have had any offside troubles or woes with that. Unlucky.
That's Palazzo now back at center back. That's Teffin met by Wardell, and they get tied up. It's a good hold now. There's elbows back and forth. Physical play. Right there. Look at that. Tevin just steps in. Just can't get up. Just getting the grabbing, holding, elbows. It's a healthy battle right there. That's frustration from Wardell, and I'm not really sure what it's in for Teffin. This ball bounces around, wide open, and is up and over. That was Swope, who was wide open, just outside the 6. Just unable to get the contact she needed to put that on frame.
It bounces through to her, and then she just leans back just that bit too much. If you put that anywhere on target that's not at Golombieski, it's a goal. And that's probably the best chance they'll have in these last 15 minutes.
It's the best chance they've had all night.
Yep.
I mean, even the shot that, Lukowski had where Golombieski, dove for her right to make that save. Sali now collects this. He has Lauren Turner. But Golombieski, I mean, that I think we could argue that wasn't going to go in. So we can argue it was a great shot. I mean, a great save. That wasn't going to go in, but the best opportunity so far tonight was from off Elizabeth Swope's foot that went up and over the bar. Here comes Great Lakes Bay. Cleared out. Starner on that left side. That's a beautiful ball. Out comes Golombieski, and she makes a save, collects that, does her job.
Really well done, quickly off her line. I didn't think she would get there first, to be honest with you, so I was really impressed that she was able to smother that before the attacker got a foot to it.
Lukowski. That's a strike that goes wide. We'll take a look here. Teffin receives this. Turner. Ball goes all the way to Schreidner. Fowler will pick this up, and Gerber's out to Starner.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm really enjoying this big screen, by the way.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
We should have them take a video of the screen we used to have to show them like how we really
comparatively.
Yeah, like look at that. That 7-point whatever screen that was.
Okay.
Now we look at our replays on a 27-inch monitor. It's like going from black and white, the old tube TVs, to a color.
The spotters are next.
That's right. That's right. So White gives us a way to Turner. That's a tough first touch. But Schreidner brings it down. And Cahill. Oh, good move by Turner. Gets by Wardell, a shot from distance, and that's going to go wide. 80th minute.
You could see what she was thinking there, trying to curl it into that top right corner, but didn't catch it with the right part of her foot. Kind of got backspin on it rather than some curl.
Starner on that far side for Great Lakes Bay will pick this up. Bukowski. Half end. It's given away and a ball into and behind and collects this. Oh, a great tackle that was. Talk about a wonderful poke check to get that out for a corner. What a defensive play. I believe that was by Kasnick.
Yeah. She kind of loses ground first. She should be first to this. She slows up and lets the player get by her, but then what a sliding challenge from behind, gets all ball, and that's textbook.
Taylor, because here's the deal. It is 100% committed tackle. So it's either going to be all ball or it's all body. So luckily she got a combination of both. But that was a goal-saving tackle as this ball comes in. Off the head of Fowler, going to bounce around a little bit. Well, that's walks that one out. All right, so Ian, it's the 81st minute.
Yep.
There's 7 goals in this game. You've got 2 players with a brace. You got Ducharme, you got Curtis. Who's your player of the game?
In theory, it probably has to be one of them. And it's tough. Honestly, Kachal has a shout at it, too. Yeah. She does because her service, and she has to have at least 2 assists, if not 3.
She has 2.
Yeah. But I think you do have to go with one of the brace scorers. And I think for me, just total performance-wise, Ducharme has edged just a tad. Curtis has had a couple chances, which I feel like she could have done better with. And now she's on again, so she's got 9 more minutes to try to edge herself in front and grab a hat trick. But Ducharme has, I think, for me, been player of the game so far.
Fair to say, as Curtis will step back on. I believe she took off Ducharme. We got 8 minutes to go in this one. Remember, if you have not yet subscribed, you must. Or else. Golubieski. Hey, she's to this point, she's earned, the current situation. I don't like talking finalities until they're there. Otherwise, there's a curse, they call it. It's almost like talking about a no-hitter. You don't say it until you, you just don't.
Especially in this town.
Yeah, no kidding. And the thing that really sucks about that whole moment, like we're specifically talking about that moment, is like, no matter, because at that point baseball didn't have the review.
Yep.
It's like, because that happens today. It's reviewed. It's anticlimactic, but it gets right. You know what I mean?
Yep. I just hate that the whole thing I've always hated is it wasn't close.
It wasn't even remarkably close.
No.
I mean, it just, and the umpire, first base.
Jim Joyce.
Jim Joyce in that moment, I think he even admitted. I think he walked up after and was like, "I got that wrong."
Yeah.
But nothing you can do about it. I mean, once you take it away, it's gone. It's like death. It's not obviously, but it's finality. It's nothing you can do. Can't change the outcome. It's over. It's terrible. So.
Great documentary on that Fox Sports did for one of their Tigers live shows.
Yep. Lauren Turner enters the 18. His shot. It's going to go wide. Not that we can compare a shutout in a 7-0 game to a perfect game.
No.
Blown call, but nonetheless, because to pitch a perfect game, all the things that have to go right in the game. We can talk about pitching, but your defense has to be on point. Everything's got to be in sync.
Yep. That's why there's only 20-some in history.
Yeah. And there's 27 outs in the game. You think about 27 outs that have to take place. And what happens if the game goes to extra innings? Can you imagine a perfect game going into 11 innings or 12 innings? I mean, how do you finish that one? Oh, Salih wins this. Plays it right in the middle, and that's off the post, and then put up and over. Cahill hits the post. My goodness.
I think that might have been harder to miss than to put it in.
I would agree with that.
It's wonderful, unselfish work from Saleh. And the whole goal to aim for.
And then
the follow-up.
Yeah. A plethora of replays in this one. As we will have 7 goals to choose from in our replay lineup to end this one. Keep our crew here busy putting together that reel. I want a reel of every shot and every goal is what we want to wrap this up.
They won't be out of here till midnight.
We'll just replay the game all with our replay music. I'll be on the special Tuesday night edition of Soccer Replay here on the Michigan Soccer Network. It's Cahill turned into the box, still fighting hard. Now she gets a touch and finds the hard way to score the goal. That's goal number 8 on the night.
Why do it the easy way, right?
The road less traveled is the one that we use to score number 8.
Let's instead dribble past 1, 2, 3, 4, and beat the keeper. Really underrated piece of individual play as well. That's a great goal and good finish.
87th minute goal. I don't know who assisted that one. I don't know if we got to see who played it to her. Okay, it was Salih, number 17. I don't know. Do you get the assist though after dribbling 6 people like that?
I think technically,
I think
if you're bookkeeping at home.
Yeah. Well, there it is, 8 goals. Now a touchdown with an extra point.
Or 2 safeties and a field goal.
Sports Center not top 10. LOL.
4 safeties. 4 safeties.
Yeah, it'll be 4 safeties. Could be 2 field goals on a safety too.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking about.
Oh, it's Schreidner? Yeah, Schreidner gets locked up there with number 18, Annie Hartley. Koscheck plays this inside. Kylie Lewis, and that's broken up. 89th minute, no foul called there. Here's Grant Harrison tuning in here. He's actually down on the sidelines right now. So there's a couple comments on the game. We appreciate it. You're just joining us. It's 8-0. 4 in the first, 4 in the second.
Consistency.
That it is. We give a shout out tonight to Cruz and Muir feeding us here in the broadcast booth. Had their Rocky's Creation shrimp and artichoke pizza. It's unbelievable. We also had pepperoni as well.
I think I've had about 2, 3 full loaves of bread by now as well.
The bread will warm you up on a cold fall night here in Michigan. Ball squirts out. Sydney Hansen. Great Lakes Bay looking for anything really positive to take out of this match. They haven't given up. That's a testament of their head coach, Steve Bouchard, but really have not been good tonight. Looking for some bright spots to take away is last touch there off of Teffend. But do not go anywhere when this one wraps up. We'll come back, recap the goals, and bring up what we believe are our players of the game. So don't go anywhere as more coverage coming your way as Laskowski, the shot from distance. Comes Golubieski. I can't imagine being much stoppage time. We're in the 91st minute, or 90th minute plus stoppage time.
There's respectfully no point in an 8-0 game to play on past 90.
Nope. I would concur with that statement. So,
the lacrosse goal, except it was hockey.
Well, and that's the final whistle. We got 1 minute of stoppage time in, and that will do it here. The final score in this one is 8 goals in favor of Rebels FC over Great Lakes Bay. When we come back, we're going to bring up our player of the game. Over the replays. We've been watching live soccer on the Michigan Soccer Network. We'll be right back.
Their first ball, their first uniform, their first number, their first teammate, their first goal, their first coach. We take great care in making sure their first isn't their last. We're so much more than a soccer class. Come play with us today at kickstarttoddlersoccer.com.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $24.99 a month.
We begin with your dream, your drive, your grit, the heart and vision of every member of your team. We take it all, and from those threads of greatness, we weave a uniform of a champion. In many ways, our sport is just like yours. We've brought together a team of elite designers. We've put in the time and the sweat, perfecting our craft over 14 years. We've outfitted thousands of teams for thousands of victories, approaching each new project, each new game, like it's the only one we'll ever play. And let's be honest, we've done it all with a quality so unmatched that some can't help but call it perfection. You know, it's more than just a shirt. Look like a champion, play like a champion. A champion powered by the G. Hashtag GBrandUSA. GBrandUSA. Elite design, unmatched quality, American pride. We're proudly made in the USA.
Welcome back into Oak University. 8-0 this final score is the Rebels FC commanding win over Great Lakes Bay in UWS 2 league action. Our player of the game tonight, Caitlin Descharme, getting the brace, scoring 2 goals. As we bring Caitlin now here with us and joins us here in the press box. Welcome back, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Scoring 2 goals. The goal in the first half, scored in the 16th minute, assisted by Grace Miller. And then the second goal that you scored here in the second half, I think it was the first one, it was assisted by number 24. Looking at our roster, I don't know what 24 was.
Celia Steinwasser?
Yep, Steinwasser, thank you. And that was in the 49th minute. So talk about the 2 goals you scored tonight.
Yeah, that first one, it was a bit of a weird angle, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So just put it on frame, and you could kind of tell with the celebration. I wasn't quite sure if it was going in, so I was pleasantly surprised with that one. And then the second one, Seth set me up perfectly, and I just placed it side netting second half. So,
as you can actually see here, right here's the first one, and again, just up under that bar there. Marsman get a piece of it, but it just dipped right below that bar for goal number 1. And we'll take a look here, I'm sure, at goal number 2 here in just a moment. But, talk about this victory. You're playing against a team in Midland that went out and beat Livonia City 5-1 in their first game of the season. And then in tonight, coming in here and just a commanding 8-0 win over them, 4 in the first half, 4 in the second.
Yeah, I think we kind of have a little bit of a slow start. It's a little bit of a trend for us, but once we get going, we get on our wheels and we roll, and they keep coming. So it's definitely fun once we're on our game. So
did you feel that at all in this first half as you take a look at your second goal there? Both with the instep, is that something for you?
No, I mean it just depends on the angle and everything. So I'll shoot it with whatever, left foot, right foot, doesn't matter.
You guys were 4 up in the first 20 minutes, so not a crazy slow start today. What was different?
I don't really know. It's always a different mix of girls, and I think once we figure out how each other play, we definitely have fun together. So.
Well, Caitlin, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations on getting player of the game. That's 2 goals tonight. You had a goal on Wednesday in this win over the Michigan Stars. Just a really, really good game. Good couple games here this last week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Hey, when we come back, we're going to dive into the replays here, recap what happened with the scoring, and talk about what's coming up next here on the Michigan Soccer Network. We'll be right back. Granite City Food and Brewery has 2 Michigan locations in Troy and Northville. Serves made-from-scratch food, brews in-house beer, and even has brunch every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. To learn more about their daily specials or to book a private party, visit gcfb.com. Make sure you head over to Granite City in Northville at the corner of 7 Mile and Haggerty, or the Troy location at 16 Mile and I-75.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $24.99 a month.
Rebels FC 8, Great Lakes Bay 0. I mean, Caitlin Descharme mentioned, that they started slow. They didn't start slow tonight. They scored their first goal in the 9th minute, scored their 4th goal in the 20th, scored 4 goals in a matter of 11 minutes. And then in the second half, 49th minute goal, 56th, 59th, and then the 87th. So I think starting slow is not a theme that they had here tonight, Ian.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it did slow down in the last 25 minutes of the first half, and then they just picked right back up in the beginning of the second half as well. So, I think that whatever group they had on at the beginning of both halves, they work well together.
That they do, and again, it's a great finish for them for the week. I mean, they came into this week with only having 1 win, 1 loss, and now they're currently sitting pretty at 3 wins and 1 loss, and puts them in first place in the league right now over Legends FC with a lot more time to go, a lot more games to go in this one, but a good place for them to be.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they've shown that they can get it done on both ends. Not only was it an 8-goal win tonight, it was an 8-goal win with a clean sheet. So they were tested defensively, and they met all those tests. And then clearly in the attacking phase, they had no problems, and they're definitely finding their finishing boots.
That's right. That's right. So, and obviously, Great Lakes Athletico, it was a tough finish for them here tonight, losing 8-0. As we take a look here now at some of the replays, and that's the first goal there off of Bailey Pattinson's foot. That's the game winner.
It was. Yeah, it came early. It felt like a while ago now. That's when it was still sunny and almost warm up here, right? But
that was a touchdown ago as that ball just skirts down behind. That was Lauren Turner's header, Bobby Marsh. And this beautiful ball, from Koscheck. We talked about it throughout this. If we're going to give it to somebody else, possibly it's Koscheck because, and that's that one that just right under the bar, and Descharme, her first of 2.
There's a theme here. You can see that things were happening good when they got the ball wide tonight. So 2 crosses to start, and then a finish in the middle of the park. That one coming from the side of the 18, and they just kept coming.
And then Descharme with that side netter, just as you mentioned, off that instep. And good finish by Curtis. We also talked about she had 2 tonight. That was her first of 2.
Thought she might have one in the first half, and then she goes and does that.
And then this one here, we talked about it. Katie Cahill goes the hard route. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 players. And pokes one there into that, just under the diving arms there of Marsh. And that was the 8th and final goal in this one. And I mean, we talked about it, but she found the hard way to score when she had that easier one.
Close control.
Off the woodwork, But, hey, not a bad night for Nationals Pro. Yes, the Nationals fell 3-2 in the first one, but Rebels coming out big here. 8-0 over Great Lakes Bay. Want to say thank you to everyone here at the Prep. Great broadcast team, greatest in the business, as we always say, here on the Michigan Soccer Network. Got a big week coming up tomorrow night. MSN Weekly, our weekly recap show, all things soccer. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on the Michigan Soccer Network. We'll be back on Wednesday for more soccer as the Michigan Jaguars play in UWS action. For Ian Gilmore, my broadcast partner, I'm Jonathan Turner. Everybody have a great rest of your Sunday evening, what's left of it. It's almost 10 p.m. We'll see you next time for more soccer on the Michigan Soccer Network.